Welcome to another video about Jesus' friends who met him after he came alive again. Last time we looked at Thomas the believer. This time we're looking at Peter. Peter was Jesus' best friend. They did all kinds of things together. Peter first met Jesus when he was out fishing. He was a fisherman. He was a fantastic fisherman, but that day he had caught absolutely nothing. Zilcho, nothing. And he was really frustrated. And Jesus came along and said, "Throw the net out the other side." Now, Jesus wasn't a fisherman, but Peter did what he was told, threw the net out the other side, and found that it was so full he couldn't bring it back in. From that moment on, Peter knew Jesus was special. He followed him all over the place. They climbed mountains together, crossed great seas together, went into unexpected places, and Peter saw all kinds of things. He saw Jesus heal people. He saw food produced for an enormous crowd by Jesus with nothing there. Jesus was amazing, and Peter knew that everybody should know that. He was the most amazing man in the history of the world. Peter was fiercely loyal. What made Peter really cross was when Jesus said, "I'm going to die." Oh, that was really annoying for Peter. He kept saying, "No, you're not. No, you're not." Right up to the end. One evening, Jesus called all his best friends together, women and men, and he said, "Hey, I am going to die." Oh, Peter got cross again. "We've been through all this, Jesus." "No, you're the special one. You are not." And Jesus said, "I am. And you know what? Among the people here, among my special friends, there's someone that is going to betray me." And Peter was really annoyed. And then Jesus said, "Well, Peter, be careful. Before this night is out, before the cock crows to say that it is morning, you will have said you don't know me three times." Well, Peter knew that he wouldn't do anything like that, and he was fuming and he was cross. But then Jesus said, "Let's go out to this special garden and we're going to pray in the dark and in the night." And they went off and they stayed there. And as they were trying to pray, Peter fell asleep. And when he woke up, there were soldiers around coming to arrest Jesus. And Peter pulled out his sword and swiped the ear off one of the soldiers. And the guy's ear fell to the ground. And Jesus picked up the ear, put it on the man's head and prayed, and the ear was healed. Peter was just astounded. And then he was horrified as they took Jesus away. He followed on behind, terrified, and went to find out what was happening. The soldiers had lit a fire and were warming their hands on their fire. Peter was both cold and eager to know what was going on, so he came down to join them. As he was there, he was asked 3 times if he knew Jesus. Each time he said he did not know him. He said that he had never met Jesus. He said that he had no idea who that man was. The 3rd time he answered vehemently, "I really don't know him." And at that point, the cock crowed. Peter felt dreadful. He ran away with tears in his eyes and left. Peter felt dreadful. He said he would never betray Jesus, and he had. And that stayed with him. Even when Jesus came back to life, that feeling that he'd done something wrong stuck in his heart. Of course, when he saw Jesus, he was just overwhelmed with joy. He celebrated with all the others. That horrible night, that horrible Friday was completely forgotten. But when Jesus wasn't there, it nagged at him. And Jesus, in that time, just came and went. So after one long day, when Jesus hadn't been there, Peter and some really special friends were really frustrated. And Peter thumped his fist and said, "Do you know what? I am going fishing. I love fishing. We're going to go on a night fishing expedition. Best kind of fishing trip. Are you with me?" And about 6 of them said, "Yeah, we'll come with you." Yeah, there was the sons of Zebedee and Nathaniel, and they got together and they went off and they went to go fishing. They fished all night. They threw out their nets, caught nothing. Threw out their nets, caught nothing. And when the morning came, they were just frustrated. John, one of the sons of Zebedee, was there, and he heard a voice from the shore. A man was shouting. You couldn't see him. It was half light. He said, "Throw your nets out the other side." So John said, "Let's do it. Let's give it a go." Peter said, "What have we got to lose?" They threw the nets out, and they couldn't pull all the fish back into the boat. It was so full. Peter listened to John. John said, "It's Jesus. It's Jesus." And Peter jumped out of the boat, leaving the others to try and haul the fish ashore. And he just ran through the water and waded up to Jesus and said, "Oh, so great to see you." Jesus had got the fire going. He'd got a fire ready for a fish breakfast, and he'd got some bread. And he was there ready to break bread. Always really important. When Jesus breaks bread, we know we are with him. The others brought up some fish. They had their breakfast. And at the end of it, Jesus knew that Peter was still worried. So he said something very peculiar. He said, "Peter, do you love me?" Peter went, "Well, Jesus, yeah, you know you're my best friend. Oh, yes, I love you." "Tend to my lambs," said Jesus. Jesus said, "Peter, do you love me?" Peter went, "Oh, Jesus, yes, I do. Yes, I know, I do love you." "Feed my sheep," said Jesus. The third time, Jesus just said, "Peter, do you love me?" Peter went, "Oh, God, yes, I do. I really love you. I love you. Jesus said, "Take care of my sheep." 3 times. 3 times Peter had said he didn't know Jesus. 3 times Jesus said, "Do you love me?" 3 times Peter answered, "Yes, I do." And 3 times Jesus gave him the job to do. That was to care for others. Jesus called himself the Good Shepherd, the one who cares for his flock, for his people, for you and for me. 3 times Jesus said to Peter, take care of the people around you. And Peter was forgiven. He sensed that sense of forgiveness. And we all have that sometimes. Sometimes we do something which we know is not right, and it hangs over us, and things seem to be normal. But at some point, we have to come and say sorry for what we've done that we know is wrong. And when we're forgiven, not only forgiven, but then given a task to do, we know that we're in the right place. Jesus loves us. He forgives us. We have his life in us.